All right, so welcome back. Just want to let you guys know that today we covered chapter 12. We didn't do the entire chapter 12 because chapter 12, if you see here on the screen, it actually has 12.1, point 2, point 3, all the way to point 6. We went over 12.1, 12.2 for the properties of neurons, 12.3 for supportive cells. We skipped 12.4. We did 12.5, and then we did a little bit of 12.6 because I definitely know we skipped neural coding and neural pools and circuits. We definitely skipped that. So for 12.1, what I'll do is I'm just going to be on Study Blue, and which you'll have access to as well. And just together, we're going to do these flashcards. All right. So number one thing that we want to know is the difference between the endocrine system and the nervous system. So the endocrine system actually communicates by means of by chemicals and only chemicals. So I'm going to say communication with chemicals secreted to the entire body. And we're going to say these chemicals are hormones. Now, I'm not teaching the content, I'm just going over stuff, and we're pretty much like studying together. So the second one is the nervous system. This one actually communicates with, via electrical and chemical means, I guess. However, this is cell to cell. All right, that's that. So we definitely need to know the difference between that. Professor also said that we defined nucleus in in respect to neurology. And a nucleus, wow, look at that misspelling. So a nucleus is actually a group of neurons working together in the central nervous system. So a group of neurons working together in the central nervous system, CNS. CNS is central nervous system. He said that because a ganglion is a group of neurons working together in the PNS. And the PNS is just your peripheral nervous system. So that's that. I'm going to add that. Right now we only have 4 flashcards. We should be able to define CNS and PNS. I should have put that before. So CNS, you see that abbreviation? That's just your central nervous system. And your PNS is your peripheral. I'm going to put it all in caps, just for you to know that it's freaking important. Now, for this flashcard, I'm going to say, well, what comprises the central nervous system? So when they say nervous system, what are they referring to? So what comprises the central nervous system? That is just your brain and your spinal cord. That's it. And let's see. And what is your peripheral nervous system? So we're going to say what comprises your peripheral, your PNS. Literally everything else. So I'm going to say all nerves and ganglia, plural, except brain and spinal cord, which is a given. So we know what that is. Now we have to know, we know what nucleus in the nervous system is, we know what a ganglion is. Let's see. We should know what the 3 steps for a task process is. So our central nervous system has 3 steps. So 3 steps for processing a task. And step 1 would be the input. Let's see how they have it here. So it's receiving information. Step 2 would be processing information. And step number 3 would be issuing the command to carry out a response. So issuing a command to carry out a response. And we're going to go a lot deeper into that later on. Now we're on our 10th flashcard. Give me 1 second, because we're pretty much doing this together. We don't know what a nerve is. What is a nerve? It's a bundle of nerve fibers wrapped in fibrous connective tissue. So a bundle of nerve fibers wrapped in fibrous connective tissue. That's that. Let's see. Now, I want you guys to look at this chart right here. So this is brushing up. Here you see on the top left, of the actual, so right here, top left, we have the central nervous system. We have a peripheral nervous system. So the brain, whatever's in that teal color, so we have the brain and the spinal cord, that is it, that's the CNS. Everything else, all those ramifications, that's the peripheral nervous system. So all the way down. Now, we didn't go too deep into this image, but it's pretty self-explanatory. On page 432, you have the really good explanation of what CNS and PNS is. This flow chart, extremely important. He wants us to commit this to memory to a point where we absolutely know how to do this by heart. So during an exam, if they ask us anything about the CNS or PNS and the way that it, the subdivisions, we need to know this by heart. So we have top left central nervous system, and on the right we have peripheral nervous system. You need a flashcard for every single spot there. All right, let me just move this to the side. So you need a flashcard for CNS, which we have, one for PNS, which we have. You need to know that it's just the brain and the spinal cord that comprises the CNS. Now you want to focus on sensory division or afferent division. You want to focus on motor division. That's another one. Sensory division is split into visceral and somatic sensory division, and motor division, again, visceral and somatic motor division. Visceral right here, the visceral motor division splits into sympathetic and parasympathetic division. And I'm going to tell you the numbers of the slides where you can find that. So on the blackboard, you'll be able to see, starting on slide 12-7, so you have 12-7, go 12-8, 12-9, and then you have 12-11, which is the actual flow chart. I have a sticky note right here explaining how things are. Give me a second here. So, give me 1 second. Well, for that, I'm going to save it up for another video, just so that we're not confused. I'm going to do probably 10 flashcards per video and keep it very, very simple so that you guys can actually start seeing these videos while I record the other ones. So